now I'm recording. Excuse me. Jesus. Number 1 victory royale.
What did you say?
I said number 1 victory
That's what I
royale.
thought you said.
Yeah, there's a... I'm going to look it up.
The song?
Yeah.
Oh, I know the song. I used to sing that shit every day.
Oh, okay.
That was my anthem.
Chug Jug with you? Is
yeah.
that right?
Chug Jug
Okay.
with you. We can be pro Fortnite gamers.
I don't know anything about it other than Bren has shared it with me multiple times.
As she should.
And
That's the best fucking song, especially after you just get a win. It's almost impossible not to break into that song.
There's me downtown.
Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah.
I hate my
That's
fucking
what's
life.
up. Shout out, Bren. Good shit. Good shit. Introducing people to the right stuff.
Yeah. There's another one. Have you heard the Butter Barn Hoedown?
No.
Okay. So there's a in the what's it called? The festival, Fortnite festival or whatever.
Yeah.
In the festival pass, the free track gets you a jam track called the Butter Barn Hoedown.
Okay.
And Bren thinks it's fucking hilarious. And so she's gotten to the point where we play it before every single match that we go into. It's like our good luck song.
And how many of those matches do you win? So let's reevaluate the good luck song.
Yeah. So, but yeah, it's fun, I guess. She's an interesting cat.
Okay.
Oh man. Well, now that I'm done shitting on Bren, I guess.
Oh, that's not how I perceived it at all.
That's how she'll perceive it. You are listening to the official never mind. I thought this is redo time. That's not going in the episode at all.
Oh shit.
God damn. Want to get canceled? That's how you get canceled. Anyway, the Hunting Pixels is the one and only official video game podcast
Not
of
for long.
Culture Bop. Jesus fucking Christ, what is wrong with me?
Oh jeez.
Yeah, we're here. We're queer. Get used to it.
I whistle
For as long as we're still alive, you know.
Whoa.
We'll see how the cancellation goes. Maybe it's not just a cancellation. Maybe it's a full on like
Desagulation.
people come and take our heads.
Maybe.
That would be nice.
Oh.
I don't want to live in this world.
I do. Quite like my time here.
No, okay. Well, I mean, fair enough.
I am hungry though.
Yep, same. Dude, the fucking gym wore my ass out, and I am very hungry, and...
Now it's time to replenish.
Yep. So, given that I have not replenished...
Yeah, it's about to be a very hungry episode. We might be hangry by the end of it.
Yep. So... but yeah, I'm your host, the one and only Bebop Man, Josh McMullen, and I am joined by one half of the duo that should normally be the co-host, and that is Dylan Sucking on Toes Martin. I don't know why you would be sucking on toes.
What are you talking about?
I don't know.
Where did that come from?
Do you suck on toes? Is that something that you do?
No, but I didn't know there was a doc.
Oh, no, I didn't write that. I just made it up on the spot.
Oh!
So, That's the thing that just happened.
Jesus. And it even says #1 victory Royale Martin.
Oh, wow. That's funny.
Did you not type that in?
No.
Where the fuck did that come from?
I made a copy of the last episode, which was 116.
Maybe
I
we
think.
did that. Okay. Yeah.
So,
Jesus.
probably because we talked about Fortnite a lot.
Probably. I mean, it's only slightly taken over everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway,
yeah. How are them that toe sucking?
no, I'm good.
I'm doing this hopefully so Jeff will send you more feet pics.
I don't think I open anything he sends me.
Oh, okay, that's good because I don't either.
Yeah, that's fine.
I'm too scared.
Same. It's not good.
It's not good.
I don't know.
Not good at all. Oh man. Well, we're back. It's been
a little bit.
a week since Game of the Year
Yep.
wrapped up. All of our Game of the Year stuff wrapped
Our
up.
predicts.
Our predicts. So we're back on our bullshit, as it were. Not unlike previously mentioned Kanye. Back to it, doing our thing. So I guess we should talk about what this episode's going to be about, because I don't know how to host a podcast. This episode we're just going to do a catch-up, because we've been doing a lot of stuff, and we're going to talk about it. So, do you want to start with... Because mine are all kind of tied into one, sort of. So, we both watched the Royal Rumble.
We did. Royal Rumble's great. Recent events have not been so great, but Royal Rumble, dude. I fucking forgot it was even the Royal Rumble, and then I sent you a message like 5 minutes before it started, panicking because I was trying to sprint and get my shit together, and boy, am I glad I did in time, because started off with the women's Royal Rumble, and that shit was fire. I think I liked the women's Rumble more than I did the men's Rumble, honestly.
I did as well. There was... So, I mean... The big stuff, like... the big thing with Royal Rumble usually is that, like, there's a bunch of, like surprise entrances and stuff like that. And almost exclusively that stuff happened in the women's match.
Yeah, I don't... one person made a return in the men's, I think.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's right.
I don't even remember who it was.
Yeah, and even then, I think, like, the big surprise, I think, at least when you take into account the dirt sheets saying that Brock was going to be back for the Royal Rumble. I think Braun Breaker took his place or whatever.
Well, Braun fucking killed it.
Yeah, he was great. He came in, he did his job.
Dude, he eliminated both Damien and fucking... not Damien. Finn. It was Finn. And one of the Usos, right? It was Jay?
I think so, yeah.
I think he might have eliminated Jay, dude, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah, I think so, because he came in relatively late and Jay was still in there, but Jimmy had gotten thrown out earlier, I think. But it was I don't know, the big thing I think with that match in particular was, like, CM Punk was finally back. It was his first match back in WWE, and I watched him when he did shit in AEW, and his first match back, you could tell he was kind of, like, rusty or whatever, but, like, he didn't look that bad. He looked awful in the Rumble, in my opinion. Like, he was responsible, I feel like, for several botches, and I mean, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it wasn't his fault. Maybe it was, like, miscommunication or whatever. But I don't know. I kind of thought he looked bad. all things considered.
Yeah, I was not impressed with him. I hate to say that because I was very much looking forward to his first match, but I didn't feel good about it. And then, like, you know, he has the whole he got hurt thing here now going on, and I don't know if that's real or not. That's the thing with fucking WWE, dude. I never know if I'm being worked or not.
Yeah, because, well, I mean, we can go ahead and we can talk about it, right? Like, the shit that's going on with Cody.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I don't fucking like that one bit. Because Cody fought his ass off to win the Rumble, and it was him and Punk in the end, and it was a great final 20 minutes of the, you know, men's Rumble, aside from some of the botches from Punk, and then Cody capitalizes, wins 2 years in a row, first time in like 26 years, I think, or some shit like that, and then points to the WrestleMania logo like he's going to go, and then last couple nights ago on SmackDown, he gives it to The Rock. He gives his title shot to The Rock so he can come in WrestleMania and face Roman to be head of the table. And it's like that does not coalesce with Cody's story at all.
Yeah, not even a little bit. I don't know. Yeah, like your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah.
Like I have no idea what the fuck is going on.
I don't either.
That.
Then
like,
I see some people saying it's going to be a triple threat for the title, and I'm like, no, it's not, because like if you look at what just happened in ring on Saturday or Friday, like Rock is super happy, you know, that Cody gave him this title shot, and if it was going to be a triple threat, it would just turn into a handicap match. They'd both be trying to fuck up Roman, I feel like.
Yep, exactly.
So I truly hope that I'm being worked in some way or another. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm at a loss, dude, but I am not a fan of what's going on right now.
Yeah, 100% agreed. Like, I genuinely am baffled by, like, because we've kind of grown to expect that, you know, Triple H he knows what he's doing, right? Like he's not the kind of person who's like going out there and making dumb decisions. Like he's
this one feels way dumb.
Legitimately good at his job. He's not fucking Vince, but like for some reason this was the route that needed to be taken. I'm genuinely very confused.
Yeah. And I hope we get more between Monday and next Friday. I keep trying to say Saturday. Next Friday. But I kind of feel like this is the way they're really trying to go, and that's not good, man.
Yeah.
But on the other side of it, the Women's Rumble was fucking awesome.
Yes. Yeah. Women's Rumble was fucking fantastic. Did Bayley announce who she was going to be?
Oh shit. I don't know if she did, because I saw her in the ring with EO or Damage Control, but then I lost. I got sidetracked. I'll say that, but I have no idea if she announced it or not. I can look it up because I thought it was.
I did not pay attention to that at all, and I should have.
Bayley SmackDown. Oh my god, dude. I'm not gonna lie to you. So I started playing Palworld right before this started.
Oh god.
And I have it in the background, but I just hear this chicken erupting in my headset. I thought it was you for a second.
Oh my god.
Freezing at Mania. Alright. Seemingly chooses her. What do you mean seemingly? Let's see. Who is this? This is Sports Kita. So I don't know how accurate this is. Leader of Damage Control is expected to choose Rhea Ripley. Why would you do that?
She has a death wish, I
guess.
guess.
Oh my god. So if that is the case, and she if she does, Bayley issues a warning to Rhea Ripley. Okay, well, that's awesome. So if that happens, she's going to get squashed. And then
I actually think that it could be a good match. Bailey's a very talented wrestler.
Yeah, she is. No, I enjoyed her in the Rumble.
I do think that there is something that like needs to be said about Triple H and his pushing of the people that he kind of like coached in NXT, more or less. Maybe coach is the wrong word, but like I do think that they kind of get preferential treatment when it comes to the what happens in the main roster now that he's kind of taken over. I'm not saying it's bad, but I do think that they tend to get a little bit of I don't want to say special treatment because they definitely deserve the spots that they're put into, but I don't think that Rhea was one of his, right? Like I don't think that happened. I think she was like in the Mae Young Classic and then went straight to the main roster, right? Or am I crazy?
I'm not entirely sure, to be honest with you, but I mean, she has definitely put in the work. Like she's at every fucking show. Even if she's not competing, she's ringside with Judgment Day. She has a great social media presence on like what she does with Dom. Even though we know that she's married to someone completely else, like she still keeps the facade going with Dom on social media and shit, and it's super fun. I think she deserves every bit of the success she has. I think she's the best in the women's division right now.
By a mile,
yeah,
I think.
I don't think anyone comes close, but I think Bayley is fucking awesome, and I think she put on a great show in the Rumble. And I'm curious to see what she does wind up doing with Rhea, because whatever comes next, Jade Cargill is going to be a huge part of it with her debut coming.
Oh, yeah.
And I think like
100%.
seeing her just completely eviscerate Nia Jax in there, just throwing her completely over the top rope like it was fucking nothing, and then going toe to toe. Oh, Liv Morgan, she came back.
Oh yeah,
about
yeah.
that.
I loved Liv when she was like, before her injury and everything, and she came back, and I just kind of completely forgot because of all the other awesome shit that was happening.
Dude, with Jade at the end there, like she showcased her power. Like it was fucking cool.
She's a fucking badass, man, and I can't wait to see her thrive.
Yeah.
Like one of the things that like really did bother me with her stint in AEW is I really did feel like very often she was sidelined in favor of people who were, I don't want to say less talented, but like, for lack of a better term, less talented.
Yeah.
She was sidelined in favor of them, and she's a star, dude.
She has it all. She has the look, the physicality. She's a physical specimen just like Rhea is. And I cannot wait to see those two clash one day, man, because it's going to be a literal battle of the power. And seeing just how easy it was for her to pick up Nia Jax, she is going to throw Rhea around, and it's going to be the first time. I feel like maybe with Bayley coming, I don't know. But like I feel like it's going to be the first time Rhea has that just force of will going up against her. Like she is a star, man. I'm so excited.
Yeah, agreed. 100% agreed. Only other things I think to maybe touch on are just the two men's matches. They were fine.
Yeah, I forgot. I'm not even gonna lie. I forgot that they happened. Again,
rightfully so.
Yeah. I between the two, fucking Logan Paul gives us the right match. Like, I hate him.
I fucking hate Logan Paul so much, but like, I cannot deny the dude's talent as a
wrestler, dude. I fucking hate it.
Yeah.
Because I mean, it was a great match. KO came out with just some sheer, just raw hatred of Paul, like we all had, and just completely puts Logan Paul through the paces, and then Brass Knuckles comes out, and I'm sorry, I just wasted my one and only like Pokeball equivalent in this game, so that was a live reaction to me hating myself. But he just comes out with the hatred that we all have for this kid and just decimates him. And then I really thought KO was about to win, and then the ref just makes this bullshit sighting of the Brass Knuckles at the end, man. I was like, what the fuck? Like,
what is this bullshit?
What is this bullshit? Now everyone's gonna hate Logan even more. KO's even more. Just ugh. I hate it. I don't know. And then I forgot that Roman even had a match.
Yeah, it came on second, which I thought was really strange.
It was.
I really thought that, like, obviously one of the rumbles is gonna end the show, but I was kind of perplexed that Roman's match didn't go on at least second to last. That was kind of wild to me.
Yeah, but I mean, got it over with because of the two standalone non-Rumble matches. It was the worst, or it wasn't as good as the other two. We all knew Roman's gonna lose right before the fucking Mania. No.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Yeah. So I follow a couple of pages on Facebook that are like wrestling related, and I do think that like there are people out there who kind of unnecessarily hate on Roman, like oh, what do you think's gonna happen? It's all so stale. He's just gonna win his matches, and I'm like, well, yeah, because he's kind of like dominant. He's kind of a dominant, like, you know, he's winning his matches because, well, not necessarily because he's the best person out there, but because, you know, he's the God King of the WWE.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, of course he's going to win. But at the same time, like, I don't know that that's necessarily a bad thing because you get to build a good, you potentially get to build a good story around it, right? Like when he's finally dethroned, there's something like interesting that's going to go down there. And I don't understand the hate that he gets from some of these people, but yeah, like at the Rumble, like there's no way he was not going to win.
Yeah.
Like we're going into WrestleMania season. There's no way he's not going to win. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, boring two men's matches, but good women's Rumble, great women's Rumble actually, and then a okay men's Rumble. But I enjoyed it. Looking forward to what we got. Elimination Chamber.
Elimination Chamber. Probably not much going to go down there.
Yeah, and then we got Mania.
Yeah.
At the time of the Rumble, it was 70 days away, so, I mean, we're hitting the 60 mark now, probably.
Yeah, that sounds right to me.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, cool. You challenged me to do some stupid shit. And I'm going through with it. I have now watched the first 3 Twilight movies.
Hey.
Oh, man.
You're a fan now. You're a Twihard. Yeah.
Is that a... I don't like that word.
I don't know if I just made that up or not. I'm not going to lie to you.
Well, I hope that you did. Because I don't like it. But, yeah, so... I am one of the few people who never hopped on board the Twilight train. Like, if I'm not mistaken, my ex at the time was really into them. Maybe I'm making this up. Maybe she just knew a lot about them. Maybe she wasn't really into them. But and it was just, I was like, this is not something I'm ever going to be interested in.
Yeah.
So like, I'm not going to go out of my way to see it. So now I'm watching them, and it's the first time I have literally, I know nothing about these movies other than, the fact that, Team Jacob and Team Edward were things. So that's all I knew. And so the first movie is pretty bad. I wouldn't say it's unwatchable, but it is really not great. There are just too many things, in my opinion, that hold it back from being even entertaining. Like, I really despise the blue filter. Like, it's not even... I called it, I think when I texted you guys, I called it color grading. It's not even color grading. They just slapped a blue filter over it, and it's supposed to, I guess, simulate the fact that it's rainy in Seattle. Like, I guess that's what it's supposed to be. I don't know. I kind of think that that's garbage, to be honest with you. But, like, you know, whatever. They did what they had to do at the time. I don't really think that, like, there are many filmmaking merits that I could lay upon it and be like, yeah, this is all right. This is fine. Like, even the stuff that, like, I think is, like, maybe passable, like Robert Pattinson in it, like, even that is, like, I know where he has gone as an actor, and to see him kind of, like, I don't want to say lounging around, but, like, kind of just, like, going through the motions is, like, well, damn, that kind of sucks. He's the only one I feel like, maybe Kristen Stewart, but he's the only one who's, like, I think understanding that this is not meant to be any good at all, that it's just kind of, like, schlock. And so, like, he's the only one kind of, like, not trying, in a weird way. I don't know. Just, anyway. So, like, I don't really feel like there is, like, any real, like, there's nothing going on in that first movie that I kind of feel like is any, like, anything. Like, there's some weird things, like, I don't understand why every single person, and I do mean every single person, in that first movie is just obsessed with Bella. Like, the minute that she comes in from, like, another town, like, everyone's trying to, like, date her and, like fuck her and shit. And it's like, she just got here. I remember when new kids would come to my high school and it was like, ooh, fucking weird, there's a new kid. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I remember that being a thing. Not like everyone dropped what they were doing or like, oh, like, we gotta date this new girl, we gotta fuck this new girl or whatever. Like, it was just cool. There's a new person here, I guess. Like, you know, whatever. So that was, like, really strange to me. And then, like, I don't think that it's necessarily weird that Bella is obsessed with, what is his name? Edward. God damn. I don't really think that that's weird per se, but I do kind of find it a little strange that it's, like, reciprocated. Like, I don't know why he's also kind of like, yeah, like, this girl, she's something else. Like, she's, you know, it just seems weird to me. The whole movie is just very weird. It almost feels like it's just a collection of scenes that are thrown together with no real, like, even the antagonist stuff, like, feels like it comes out of, like, nowhere. Like, there is no push and pull tension between, like, the quote-unquote villain and the heroes until, like, the final third of the movie. And, like, it just doesn't, like, I don't know. It never coalesces into anything that I feel like is kind of, I guess, worth putting your time and investment into. It's not the worst movie I've ever seen, so there's that. But yeah, just, I don't know, weird. New Moon is awful. There's nothing in that movie that's worth, like, the only thing that I can give it is that it actually looks like someone took the time to light scenes and not color it terribly. Like, there's that, I guess. But yeah, it just, nothing in that movie works. Again, it's a situation where, like, the final third of the movie is where all of the progression happens. Like, up until that point, like, nothing is going on. It's just a hangout movie. And, like, then you're expected to be thrown into this, like, really, like, I don't even know what you would want to say about it. Like, this really urgent, dire situation with Edward and the Volturi, and it's like, well, where the fuck did this come from? Like, the Volturi were barely mentioned in, like, the first movie. I think it was, like, said once, and now all of a sudden they're, like, trying to go after Edward. I don't know. It all was very strange and just didn't, I don't know, just didn't coalesce into anything. Eclipse. I kind of like Eclipse. It's not a good movie, but it has more going for it than the first two movies by a pretty good margin. Like, I feel like actual artistry on display in Eclipse. Like, it is the best looking one of the movies, and it is actively, I feel like, trying to say something. I feel like it's very clearly about bisexuality. It's this girl who's torn between this sort of, like, twinky, like, soft little, I don't want to say boy, and then, like, this hyper masculine, like, you know, ripped werewolf boy, you know, and it's like the masculine and the feminine, and it's a woman, like, trying to decide between the two of them. And there's even a speech that she says something about, like, how she was torn between, like, being herself and or being, oh god, what did she say, like, who she was supposed to be and who she actually is, or something like that. And I was like, it's two genders vying for your affection, and you're coming to choose, like, one of them. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, I don't know. I felt like it was very clearly about that. And maybe I'm wrong, but, like, I don't know. I felt it was there. I also felt like there were, like, that whole will they, won't they type thing, but deciding between two separate, like, opposing entities also kind of felt, like, inherently political. Like, which side do you choose? I should say American politics, not just, like, politics in general, because we're kind of the only one in the world with, like, the horrendous two-party system the way that we have it. But it felt like a push and pull between, like, Democrats and Republicans, and it also kind of, like, if I'm not mistaken, the ending of the movie is, like, these people who are at the behest of the Volturi, so they're like making, like, a little army or whatever, and they're coming to fight this small little town, and it felt very much like I'm trying to think of the best way to describe it, but kind of like a caucus, so to speak. Like, both of these groups, like, descend into this one small town to kind of fight each other. I don't know. It was there, but part of the problem, and, like, part of the reason that I'm having a hard time kind of, like, saying what I'm trying to say is that, like, it felt very muddy. Like, it was trying to say things, just not effectively. Like, it wasn't doing what it wasn't setting out, it wasn't doing what it set out to do well. It was just doing it, if that makes sense. It's probably the best acted of the movies thus far, and it, like I said, it is the best looking of them. But I don't know. I liked it, but also, like, I don't think it's very good. It's one of those movies that, like, you feel bad for saying, like, you like it, if that makes sense. Like, you're not supposed to like it, so, like, what is the term? What's the term for that? Like,
guilty pleasure?
Yes, it's a guilty pleasure movie.
There you go.
So, yeah, not the worst movie I've ever seen, but far
close
from the best. Yeah. So, I I have the last 2 movies left. They just dropped on Hulu, so I'm gonna move to get that taken care of. So, yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Very curious for those last 2.
Yeah. I kind of know a little bit about the last one. There's like some sort of like weird thing that goes on between Jacob and the baby, I think, right? Is it,
Yep.
am I okay? Yeah, I don't quite know what it is, but I know that there's like something happens that like is not good. It's not good. So, yeah, I guess when I get to it, I'll get to it.
Alrighty.
So, well, all right. Let's, I guess, talk about what we've been playing. We've both been playing way too much Fortnite.
Yep. Fuck that shit.
So, we're done with that now, though. No more Fortnite for us.
Okay.
We're never.
Yeah. All right.
Never playing it again.
All right.
No, I'm just. I
Even if we wanted to believe that.
Yeah, even if we believed that for even like a second, there's 100% no way that would happen.
Because unfortunately, both you and I have people in our lives who are like, hey, you want to play Fortnite? And actually, we're that to each other. So,
yeah.
So, we're never going to get out of it.
Yeah, never going to be a cycle that we break.
Nope.
But how far are you in the battle pass, by the way? I just want
to... I fell off hard, not for Fortnite reasons, but for like other game reasons. So I didn't make it that far. I got like 2-3 pages left. And I don't even focus on the battle pass. Like I just play, and at one point I see like I have like 40 stars, and I'm like, oh, I should go spend that.
Fair enough.
But yeah, so Sabrina's finished with it. I think you're finished with it. I think Austin's finished with it.
Yeah, I'm finished with the main battle pass. I'm on to the
specials.
Yes, the bonus rewards, yes, or whatever.
So, yeah, and I'm gonna be honest with you. This is a 2-parter. I did re-download Destiny, thinking that would kind of take over my life again. It did not. I barely even want to play it. And
is it because it's bad?
Yeah, it's bad. I don't like the season. I don't like what they're doing, and I have just bad worries for the future, I think. I'm really trying because I wanted to platinum the original game, which is not hard because there's like a certain quest I have to do, and I think it's like a long one, and then I have to get all the subclasses for the Titan class. I'm sorry, I just noticed that my pal started fucking up a rock for no reason. So there's that, and then there's like doing a Nightfall on the highest 2 difficulties. So I was like, I can do that, but it's gonna be like a year-long project. I can't bring myself to do it right now.
Yeah, and
I'm not gonna lie, dude, Palworld's kind of fun. So that's where I'm at right now. I've been playing just kind of mindlessly while you and I were talking Rumble and Twilight, and this is my kind of game because I can just kind of vibe and do what I want. It's like one of those games I could probably pick up for 15 minutes or 6 hours. I feel like it's Minecraft with Pokemon, so that sucks. But outside of that, your boy started playing Persona 3.
The Reload?
Yeah.
That's on Game Pass, right?
It is on Game Pass, and as much as I told Austin that, he was like, I'm going to buy it.
What?
So...
oh, my God. This guy.
He bought it on PlayStation, so I was like, well, I'm just going to download it on that and play it since we game share. It is... I think Tonny said that it's the best of Persona 5 with the best story in the game, apparently. Or, sorry, best story in the franchise. So that enticed me because Austin was already trying to get me to play it. But when I read Tonny say that, I was like, oh, that's a substantial claim.
Yeah, Persona 3 is really interesting because it was kind of the inflection point where the series became what it is known as today, but it's also the darkest of that. Like from 4 and 5 are like really really lighthearted in comparison. Like 3 is dark, dude.
So I'm picking up on that, and I thought 5 was dark because of some of the just issues that it tackles. Like, I mean, the first
Like
thing that
mental health and
mental
suicide
health,
and shit.
and then the first thing that you're faced with Kamoshida is sexual assault of a minor.
Yeah.
That's not okay. And I was like, this game is fucked up. And then the next one is like plagiarism of a student's art that essentially is causing some of these students of that master to kill themselves. And I was like, oh, okay. Persona is not a lighthearted game.
Yeah.
And then
not at all.
No. And now I pick up Persona 3, and they literally initiate their personas by shooting themselves in the head. So I was like, this is a good start. So I did not play much of it last night. I was inebriated, and I just kind of gravitated towards one game or another. And but what I did play, I fucking loved it, man, because I can tell already it's going to be a very dark game. I have ADHD, and I'm about to bounce from one topic to another. I need to fucking slow my roll for a second. I think Austin said that it had really like gripping, flashy cutscenes when you initiate a persona, and he was very right. Like, that stuff is beautiful, minus the suicide. But already, like, I can tell that this is going to be a journey to face one's own mortality, and that's going to suck. And I'll tell you, because I told him, this game takes place the first week of April 2009. Literally, that's when I buried my dad in my real life. So
Jesus,
that was a crazy parallel, and one of the most ironic things that could have happened, because it's like, let me see where this game takes me, dude. I love Persona 5, but my issue is, like, I spend 30, 40 hours in a game, and then I want to move on because I kind of burn myself out.
Yeah.
So I'm that far into Persona 5, but Austin's telling me that this one's a shorter game, even though it hits like 50, 60 hours. I'm still thinking, hopefully, if the themes connect like I think they will, this might be a fun adventure, dude. I like seeing the familiarity of Persona 5 Royal, because like I understand the combat system. I understand, who Igor is and all that. I don't like Igor's voice in this. I really liked that dark, nasty voice from Persona 5 Royal. This one's kind of a grimy little guy. Like, I don't like that too much. But loving the characters so far. Your classmates. I love the just kind of throws the whole squad at you right from the beginning type of thing. So that's kind of cool. Well, not whole squad. You get 3 people, but the dungeon, Tartarus or whatever it's called, is fucking wild. Like, it's huge, man.
Yeah.
So I think it's a lot of fun. I think it looks really good. I think that I would have wound up playing this whether he bought it or not from Game Pass. But I'm loving my time with it so far, man. I've played it for a couple of hours last night, and depending on how Palworld goes, I plan on playing it today too. So we'll see. But outside of that, I've just been kind of dabbling in, like Fortnite, Destiny, whatever.
Hell yeah. Well, that's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's I came into the Persona series at Persona 2. There were 2 versions of Persona 2. It wasn't Eternal Punishment. I don't think that's the one that I played. I think it was Innocent Sin. Hang on, let me see. Persona 2. No, it was Eternal Punishment. Interesting. Okay. So that's when I first entered Persona. I remember seeing an ad for it in, I think it was GamePro, or maybe it was EGM, but I don't think I was reading EGM at that time. I don't know. Anyway, so I remember seeing the thing and I was like, oh yeah, this looks interesting. It's a little anime girl. She's purple and like, okay, I'm into this. Like, let me go seek this out. And boy, that game was very hard. Very, very hard. And I don't think I ever beat it. And I remember when the third one came out, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this. And so I didn't get around to 3 until right before Persona 4 Golden, maybe? I can't remember if it was Persona 4 or if it was Persona 4 Golden. Either way, it was one of the two. They came out and I got to Persona 3 and I was like, okay, this is actually really good. Like, I really like this. And then I ran down the rest of the series. And yeah, I'm excited to get to this, but I don't think it's going to happen for me until probably closer to the end of the year, simply because
you got a lot going on.
I've got a lot of stuff going on, which, I mean, speaking of which, one thing that you wanted to, that you said kind of, I guess, struck a chord with me, where like 30 or 40 hours in, you start to get like a little,
Burned
I
out.
forget the word that you said, overwhelmed.
Yeah.
And I'm playing Final Fantasy 1 right now, and I'm very close to being finished with the Platinum. And my playtime right now is, let me just move over here. My playtime right now is at 14 hours, and I'm almost got the Platinum. And it could have been even shorter, but I took some time to do some grinding, and I did not use the boost features that could have gotten me more gil or exp. Had I used those, I could have actually been done probably I don't want to say 2 or 3 hours ago, but like I am currently over what I think I probably should be. We'll put it that way. I am going on record in the video saying that I think that Final Fantasy 1 is maybe the weakest game in the entire series. And that's because this is something that I actually say in the script. Let me pull it up real quick. I say that Final Fantasy, scroll down here. Okay. Okay, this is my exact wording. So there you have it. Final Fantasy 1, 2, and 3 all have their ups and downs, but it's helpful to think of them as the bones of what would come. Final Fantasy is the skeleton, providing a structure to work off of. Final Fantasy 2 is the joints that made the series flexible and showed proof of concept that the games could change. And Final Fantasy 3 was both the calcium that strengthened the bones in the joints, but also the connective tissue that made the skeleton move. And I really do think that that is a very good way to look at those first 3 games, because a lot of what 1, 2, and 3 are providing a base for everything that came out afterwards to build off of. 1 is kind of like these are the base elements that we'll have. We'll have dragons, we'll have these crystals, we'll have 4 warriors of light, and it'll follow these RPG structures. We'll have airships, blah, 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 blah. But outside of that, as a standalone experience, like, it's fine, I guess. But knowing that, like, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and even games that I don't like as much, like 12, 13, and 15, like, knowing that those are built from this structure makes this one even less of a strong, like, having strong feelings about it. But I've been playing the Pixel Remaster version, and there are so many beautiful and interesting things going on in here that, like, I've actually been having a really good time with this game. I played it a little bit to gather footage for the video last year, and then I stopped at a point after, I think it was like the second or third boss, because I was just like, I need to move on to other games to gather footage for them. And now I'm going back through to play these games again to gather more footage, just so that then it's not all just me sitting and talking in front of a camera.
Yeah.
And so I was like, I need to go through and I need to get at least some late game stuff from this game. And so I'm running through and I'm like, you know, if I use these boosts, like turning the encounters off when I don't want to have to fight enemies, like, okay, that makes navigating these dungeons a little bit easier. And then I actually started using the boost stuff to try to pump up for like these, like to basically just run through the last like roughly 3 or 4 dungeons without much like not having to spend way too much time, you know, working on them. And I have more or less turned this into like my podcast game or my YouTube game, where I'll turn these I'll turn on the boosts, I'll turn on a podcast, and then I'll just run through battles, leveling up and getting more gills so I can buy, you know, the highest level spells or better gear for everyone. And like, it's just really working for me. Like, I'm really, really having a lot of fun with it. It isn't good, but it is scratching an itch that I kind of didn't know that I had. Like, it's kind of just like, I wanted something that like had the sort of RPG elements, but it's not something that I need to spend a whole lot of time focusing on and spending a lot of like time and effort and energy in making happen, if that makes sense. Yeah. And yeah, the fact that I'm at the platinum, like, I think I need to get the last couple of story related trophies, and I need to fill out the rest of the bestiary. But I'm there. Like, I've gotten everything done except for that stuff. And then, once I get those last, I think it's only 2 trophies that I have left. I'll have the platinum. So yeah, it's, I'm having way more fun with it than I kind of ever thought that I would, if I'm being totally honest. So yeah, it's good stuff, man. It's really good stuff.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Or,
man.
well, it's not good stuff. That's a bad way of phrasing it, but yeah.
No, I hate that just more and more games keep getting added to my shit, because I mean, I really do. After looking at the Pixel remasters, I could definitely see myself getting into it, because that's right up my alley. And then with the kind of modernization of what you were telling me they did to it, especially with quality of life stuff, that's also right up my alley.
Yeah, I think if you wanted to play these games, I think that this would be the way to play them. I didn't touch on it, but like, one of the things I was telling you guys last night when I was talking about this was the fact that like, they took the original sprites from the NES version of the game and basically re-rendered everything into a new engine that basically allowed you to add more color, but also to like recreate the colors that they had in the NES in like a, I don't want to say up-res because that's the wrong phrasing, but like in a better manner, I guess would be the way to say it. Yeah. Yeah, it's been very cool to go through and like look at all this stuff and be like, oh yeah, like, awesome. This is kind of everything that I've wanted in these old games, and yeah, having a blast with it. It's good stuff. So I think that's everything, right?
I think so.
All right, let's get these pics of the Whizzle out of here, and then we can what's the word that I'm looking for? Get out of here.
Bounce.
That's bounce. My pick of the week is from a channel that I shouted out. The last episode that we did before Game of the Year stuff, I think. CJDX. CJDX is a YouTuber that I found relatively recently. And they make video essays about a bunch of stuff. But the video that I'm shouting out now is called Bo Burnham versus Jeff Bezos. And it is basically a breakdown of Inside as a special, and kind of goes into some real interesting philosophical territory about things like transhumanism and capitalism, and how some of those things intertwine. And it gets really philosophical. It's a 2.5 hour video, but it's a very good video. Yeah, go check it out. CJDX rules. They make just really, really great stuff. So, yeah, check that out.
All right, so mine is from a group called Dance with the Dead, and this song.
Oh, I love them.
Yes. So this. Do you really?
Yeah, Dance with the Dead is fucking rad, dude. They're the ones who did, I think it was their last album. They had a crossover, or maybe not a crossover, but they had John Carpenter do the voiceover for the opening song on the album.
I could definitely see this being a John Carpenter thing, because, God, their fucking artwork looks like it's straight out of his shit on everything.
They're fucking rad, dude.
Well, I'm glad that you like them, so hopefully you can at least vouch for this a little bit. Song in particular that I'm looking at is called Sledge. So this recently came up on... So I've been utilizing the Spotify DJ a lot, and I think it's fucking rad, because I'm used to making my own playlists. I'll do Discover Weekly and stuff like that to find new music, but the Spotify DJ will throw new music at me all the time. And it's not necessarily that Dance with the Dead was new to me, but this song was. And it kind of goes in tandem with just a lot of their music. It just has this... So it's almost like that kind of Outrun, like retro wave type of music, but done in like an 80s like power ballad type of style. Like it's much harder than that, but it kind of gives you that same theme. It feels a little dated, like it's just good, man. It's its own type of vibe, and like I've spoken a lot about how I like retro wave and that Outrun type of music, and this is just like a much harder version of that. So again, it's Dance with the Dead. Song in particular is called Sledge, but just check out all of their music, because it's rad. Yeah,
they're very good, dude. I was looking for synthwave music, like not last year, but maybe the year before. And I came across them because someone had said it was like a mix of synthwave and like metal.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, that's interesting. I'm going to check that out. And then I did, and I was immediately like, oh, dude, this is awesome.
Yes.
Like, this is really fucking cool, dude. My personal favorite of theirs is, I think it's The Shape. Hang on, I'm gonna look up
the album The Shape.
No, Love to Death. The Shape from 2016, that album, is very good, but Love to Death is the one that I have listened to like repeatedly. Every song on that album is very, very good.
Yeah. like, I'm so glad that you know who this is, because if like you and Justin are the two people who I think would love Dance with the Dead more than anything. So the fact that you already know about it is fantastic, and I'm wondering if he does too, because this is like right up all of our alleys, just a little bit harder.
Yeah, that it is 100% up his alley, and if he doesn't know about them, he should.
yeah, it's time now, man. So check him out. Fantastic little group.
Yep. Cool. Well, that's it. So you do all the normal stuff. Go follow us on the socials. You guys, you know where we're at.
You know what we be about.
And then if you like, the stuff that we put out, you enjoy. I don't want to say our company, because that's not right, but
you can
if you enjoy
our
our company, yeah. Then
subscribe to our OnlyFans.
Consider subscribing to our OnlyFans. It's very cheap. You can only throw us $1 and you'll get to see all of our feet pics
and buttholes.
I don't know about that one, but definitely our feet pics. But yeah, patreon.com, do the stuff. And that's it. So until next time, goodbye.